Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the world of home tech with me, your host, Paul Hibbert, and welcome to this stick-up camera. What is a stick-up camera, I hear you cry? It's basically a security camera that is entirely wire-free. So not only does it not have an Ethernet cable, it also doesn't actually have any power cable. It is entirely battery-operated and seemingly just goes on forever. If you've seen Ring video doorbells, they basically do this, and they also do a stick-up camera, and this is direct competition for that, and I'm really impressed. Reolink Argus. I have not heard of this brand before, but if it does what they say it does, then it is awesome, because basically it's kind of like, if you've ever seen the Ring video doorbells, they also do a Ring stick-up camera, and this thing does exactly the same thing, but as usual, because it's from China, it's going to do it cheaper, and maybe even better, but I doubt it. I bet it'll be just as good. That's my fond hope. This looks like cool packaging already. You got a little tab to pull that out with. Quick start guide. Not very exciting. What's next? I don't know. What is next? I'm a man, I don't need those. Perhaps I should read the instructions. Nah. I don't even want to read a quick start guide. I want this to be so intuitive that I don't need any of those things. They look like batteries. Get out, batteries. Okay, they're weird batteries. That looks like some sort of rotating base type thing for it to move around on. Ooh, it's pretty. Yes, shininess. Oh, I do like shiny things. Not sure what that is. A poker for poking. That's in a magnetic base, which is brilliant because it's like rock solid and it enables you to maneuver the camera into whatever position you want it to be in. And yeah, just mount that to your wall or whatever. So I love the magnetic base.
Please run Reolink app. Click the Add New Device button.
So I'm guessing I just download the app because she just told me that, and then I scan that QR code because she's just told me that over and over again. So let's do that now and see how this works out.
Please run Reolink app.
So she's a persistent little cow and has not stopped asking me since I put the batteries in to get their app. So I'm guessing I just go and search the Play Store for Reolink.
Please run Reolink app.
Shut up!
Click the Add New Device button and follow instructions to set up the camera.
I will! Just leave me alone. Add new device. That seems fairly straightforward. Scan a QR code. I will. Woo! That was easy. Let's set up the camera.
Please run Reolink app. Click the Add New Device button.
I am
and
doing.
follow instructions to set up the camera.
Listen, lady, I've done my bit. Now you do your bit. All I want you to do is get found, right?
Please run Reolink app. Click the Add New Device button.
Okay, it wants me to scan the QR code. That's doing nothing. Nothing is happening, Reolink. Scan it. Scan it. I mean it. Scan that QR code or there'll be trouble. The scan has now succeeded.
Welcome to Reolink.
Thanks.
Wi-Fi connection succeeds. Welcome to Reolink.
Are you now going to tell me that over and over again as well? Yep, that's me. That's my face. So I've had a bit of a fool around with the camera now to get an idea of some of the features, and so I figured I would show them to you. And the first thing you're faced with is a live view immediately, which is quite handy because normally if you're going to be accessing your camera, it's going to be because you want to see what's going on. So perhaps you've had an alert. If an alert comes up in your notifications bar up here, you can click on it and it immediately loads the live view, which is lovely. So that works really well. The way to configure things is to press this little down arrow here at the top, which gives you the sort of like overview of all of your cameras. So if you've got multiple cameras, you'll be able to see all of them in here. So you can see you've got add new device there where you can add some more Reolink cameras. There are sort of easy to use options across the middle here. So the kind of the main functionality of the camera, the things you're going to use most often. So you've got battery status. This is a bit weak. I'm a bit depressed about this. This doesn't give you a great idea as to how well the battery's doing. It looks full. I guess that's good. I don't know. There's no percentage there and there's no way of getting a percentage. You've got the ability to turn push notifications on and off by pressing the next button, and I'll just show you that in action. So I've just picked the camera up and you can see I've immediately got a push notification, which has appeared on the front of the app because I've got the app open. If I don't have the app open, and you can see there, it's taking me straight to the live view. Hello, it's upside down. There we go. That's the right way around. So it immediately takes you to the live view. It's quite dim in here right now, so that's quite good. I quite liked the picture that I was getting. I'm now getting the black and white image because it has gone to nighttime mode because it's too dim. So that's cool. Anyway, so that loads the live view the second that it sees motion if you've got push notifications there and you click on the notification. The notification would appear in this top screen if I didn't have the app open already. I also got an email because I've set up the email part, and the email literally just says movement detected by Reolink Argus and gives you a picture of what it saw. That is awesome. I have a sneaking suspicion though that it takes the photo like immediately. So if I point this at my gate, it's going to pick up the movement of the gate because it's super sensitive, and it's just going to take a photo of a moving gate. So you might want to bear that in mind when you're locating your camera. So that's really cool because I haven't got an SD card in this, so it's taken a quick snapshot, stored a temporary image, and emailed it to me. So that's the push notifications, PIR functionality. If I click on that, it gives me all the things that I can do. I can switch it on and off. You can think of this as the motion sensing functionality. So the PIR is just the motion sensor. So currently it's looking for motion. I can turn a siren on from here, which will really irritate your neighbours. If I move around in front of it now. Yep, that's annoying. It only does it for a second, and it might scare your burglars off, which is great. But again, you're going to have to put this somewhere where cats aren't going to trigger it in the middle of the night, otherwise you're going to drive everybody mental. So I'm going to leave the siren off for now. Email, I can just switch off and on, which is great. It would have been nice if you could have long pressed on it to get to the email settings, but you can't. So that's a bit of a shame. You have to go deeper into the settings to set the email functionality up. And you've got your schedule, which is really handy. So this is 0 to 5 a.m. and each one of these blocks represents an hour. So I can say I want it to monitor at midnight to 1 a.m. and 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., etc., etc., all the way through to 5 a.m. Then you've got 6 till 11, 12 till 5, and then 6 till 11. Then you've got the days of the week. So that's pretty cool. It means it'll only be looking for motion during those times. So that's handy. More takes you into where, again, you can access the schedule that we've just been into. You can set the sensitivity, which is super important. Even on low, it seems to be really sensitive, I have to say. So that's all of the stuff for the PIR sensor. You've got Wi-Fi, which will just give you all your different Wi-Fi networks for you to connect to. And then you've got like a proper full-blown settings. And this is somewhere you're going to have to go and set up your email account, for example. So I'm just going to run you through the last settings of this now that I've got an SD card plugged in. So first of all, this button here will allow you to hear the audio from the camera, so you can hear me there. Clicking this button will take a photograph. Clicking this button will start recording, and that's now recording to the SD card. This button here gives you the choice between fluent and clear. I honestly can't see a great deal of difference between the two, if I'm honest. The fluent version drops it to 720p if you've got poor network connectivity, but they both seem to run exactly the same on my network at least. And then finally this one will expand it out so you've got like a full screen view. Clicking the talk button will allow you to talk to the burglar as well, so you can yell at them. And of course finally the playback button allows you to scroll through your timeline and zoom in and out of the timeline and watch the videos back. So pressing play now, rather than playing the live view because I'm in the playback version, it'll show me some footage of something that I've already downloaded. There's me. So to summarize, I thought I ought to point out that I own both this and a Ring video doorbell. So I was able to do a pretty good side-by-side comparison and able to establish both the quality and what you're getting for your money features-wise. Now, the Ring video doorbell is a subscription-based service and you're forced down that road, which kind of sucks a little bit if you're trying to save money. This doesn't have that option, which has its disadvantages, of course. It's not as easy to set up if you want to do off-site backups, but with a little bit of tinkering, you do have that option. You don't have that option with a Ring video doorbell. They force you down the subscription route. And therefore, this has both an advantage and a disadvantage over the Ring video doorbell, and it will depend on how clever you are as to which you might want to go for. This, on the other hand, is much cheaper in every other respect. So if you're buying one of these outright, it's going to cost you a lot less money than the Ring video doorbell. And the price comparison is in the description below if you want to take a look at that. So what are the pros and the cons of this camera? So the pros are, first of all, you can switch the LED light ring off that enables nighttime vision. Why would you want to do this? It's because if you want to point it out of a window, other cameras in this price range, you can't turn that function off, and all you get is a reflection of the light ring. This camera you could point out of a window at night time and it will still work to the best of its ability without the night vision. Email notifications are like super easy to set up and are an option. For a start, you can't even do that with a Ring video doorbell or stick-up camera to my knowledge. All you can have is push notifications to your phone. If you want to do both with this camera, you can do both and you can switch both off just as easily in the settings. Notifications happen instantaneously, it would seem, even if you are not connected to your internal network. So when I've been out and about at the supermarket and something has moved, I've seen it straight away. It hasn't taken any time. I can literally open up the notification and view live view very, very quickly. Assuming, of course, you've got a decent enough internet connection at the time on your phone. So this is both a pro and a con coming up. So if you install this outside at head height, which is probably where you want it to be so it's going to capture footage, the burglar can just unscrew it and steal it. So he's going to nick your camera and, of course, the footage of him, which is no good at all. So here's the pro. You can get this thing to record on the same network to an Android device instead of the SD card, with a little bit of faffing around. And with a little bit more faffing around, you could then have an off-site backup automatically sync all of the footage somewhere else, so that if he also steals the Android device in the house, he won't be able to steal the footage of him. Awesome and not awesome at the same time. The final pro for this camera is that the image quality is comparable, if not better, than my Ring video doorbell. How is that possible? I have no idea. You would think Ring would have got this absolutely smashed. It's not. I think the Ring video doorbell is excellent, but this thing beats it, in my opinion. So, image quality is kind of the most important part of the camera. So does this thing win? So this is in my cons list, but actually is a major pro, and I'm an idiot and it shouldn't be in the cons list. So the reason I feel this is a con is because the ability to recharge a device feels like a forward-thinking technology, and this is not rechargeable. You have to put new batteries in it when the batteries die. But that's actually a major pro. The reason it's a major pro is because I don't have to go any time at all without my camera. I can take my camera down, put the new batteries in it, and put it back up again. The Ring video doorbell, on the other hand, I have to take down, charge for several hours, and I'm several hours without my video doorbell, which sucks. So actually, not a con at all, a major pro, and the batteries cost like nothing. I thought weird batteries cost loads of money, and it turns out weird batteries cost next to nout. You can get these batteries 18 for £19, so like they're going to last forever and cost you nothing. The next con is also suffered by the Ring video doorbell. The PIR sensor is looking for moving heat signatures, which means that if you point it at a road, it picks up all of the cars because cars get hot, and then it just gets triggered every time there's a car. Therefore, this thing is going to need to point at your back garden or a passageway. You're not going to want it on the front of your house because it's just going to keep picking up moving traffic, and the consequence is going to be that it's going to run out of batteries much quicker than you want it to. Ring video doorbell suffers exactly the same problem. So the final con is that it synchronizes the time wrong. There's nothing you can do about it either. It asks for the phone's time, you give it the phone's time, and it puts an hour in front or an hour behind. I can't remember which, but it's pretty dumb. And that's it. So this camera is amazing. Definitely get one, especially if you're looking at a Ring video doorbell or stick-up camera and you're thinking, well, that's expensive. Yes, it is expensive, and it's not as good as this, I don't think. But if you're not that technologically competent and you're looking for off-site backups, this camera's not for you. You need something like the Ring video doorbell that will do off-site backups at cost so that you don't have to figure out how to do it for yourself. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support my channel, the links are in the description for both my Patreon and my PayPal, and I'll see you next time. Basically, they also do... Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky! Stop squeaking! Welcome to this stick-up camera, which I threw because I think I'm dead cool. Almost every way, there are Hey, listen to that. They're not words.